Friday morning. Today is Friday, September 10th, 2021, and this is your Friday morning safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. With me, I have our Director of Safety, Mr. Steve Field. Good morning. And we are going to present some information to you the same way we do most Friday mornings today. So, the safety department is located in the Z building. We're on the ground level, right in the center of the room, right next to the pillars. So if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by, or if you're out on the road, don't hesitate to give us a call. We do
live and YouTube live. So if you want to go on either one of those.
So we got some information from Pittston, obviously, but we do this meeting live. So you'll have situations like that. But we do live here in Springfield, Missouri. We also do live Pittston, Pennsylvania, Salt Lake City, as well as Rick just told us, on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. So. Let's see who we got with us. Rick, sounds like you're ready to go. Let's go east, Pittston, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Rick. How you doing today?
Good morning, and we are ready. We got a lot of people here today, and we got a lot of people in line. We had a great class this week, amazing class, and the pad is going strong. We're doing great up here this week.
Something looks different. Is it just like the camera angle, or you got some redecorating, or what's the situation?
Looks the same here. The only thing different here is got more people.
Well, that looks different to me then. Well, good. Well, for all folks that are up there, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on and we'll get you right on.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Let's go west. The rowdy crowd out in Salt Lake City. We have Troy with us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And you guys are always energized and ready to go. It's even earlier there than it is here, and you guys got the energy to do it. Tell us what's going on in Salt Lake City.
It's the beautiful mountain air. It gets us up. It gets us going. We got a great breakfast here in Salt Lake. We got about 50 people in the house here right now, so we're doing great, man.
Well, good deal, good deal. Well, we've got about 5 people in here with us this morning. We're short some folks because we don't have our new folks with us today because it's a holiday week, but that's okay. They'll be tuned in once they get signed on to the app and be able to see what's going on. Tell me what's going on new out in Salt Lake City.
We're just constantly building more and more people coming through here. We've got a great local program here. We're getting more and more trainers out here in the West too. So we're just constantly building our program. It's getting better every week.
That's awesome, man. And I saw some pictures that Andrea had put on Facebook of your operations area out there in Salt Lake City. Man, it looks awesome. So I'm excited to get out there at some point. Of course, with winter coming, I might try to avoid that. But looking forward to get out there maybe during the summertime, take a look at the picturesque mountain ranges in you guys' background and hang out with you guys and have a good time.
It's even prettier in the wintertime. You got to come out here and, go put some sticks on your feet and go down the hill.
I'll take your word for it. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to jump right on and we'll get you on.
You got it. Thanks, man.
All right, so back here to Springfield, Missouri, at all of our locations, when we do these Friday morning meetings, our breakfast is free, so that means we've got to beef up our staff, and they've done a great job of all of our locations taking care of us. So let's give those folks that are taking care of us this morning a round of applause. All right, Steve, what do you got for us this morning?
Nice start, Dennis.
Thanks.
Welcome, everyone. And, we've been doing these meetings in one form or another now for like 25 years. And, as Dennis mentioned, we don't have our PSDs here. We kind of miss them. This first safety meeting that they attend, it kind of gives them a good introduction to Prime. And we miss having them here. I know there's a couple here, but we don't have the usual 30 or 40 we do. But we do have a lot of our veteran operators. So we do appreciate you being here, listening to what we have. We think we've got a good lineup of speakers today. Let me run through who we're going to have. Dennis is going to start with Brown from the Flatbed Division. We're always, really pushing reefer this, reefer that, but we want to make sure we don't forget our other 2 divisions, the Flatbed Division and the Tanker Division. So we're going to have Brian today give us an update on what's going on the flatbed side. We've got Heather from Cardinal Sleep. If any of you are in our sleep program, she's going to talk about the recall. She's got quite a bit of good news on that. Matt Hancock from Driver Health and Fitness always has some good upbeat information for us. We've got Chase from Abacus. So we've got a lot of different speakers today. So you're not going to hear too much from Dennis and I. And again, we appreciate you being here. I will tell you, this was a really good week for you all, crash-wise, a really, really good week. And if you've seen the statistics out there that have come in for 2020 and sort of coming in for 2021, overall, accidents are up out on the highways for all vehicles, but they're down for trucks. When you look at just trucks, accidents are down. It's a real testament to the job you do out there. And people thought, well, there's going to be less traffic on the highways, accidents are going to be down, and that was kind of everyone's thought, but it was just the opposite because truthfully, the four-wheelers that are out there are driving much more recklessly. If you get out on the interstate, it's really a challenge out there. So it just shows us what you deal with day after day out there. So thank you for giving us a good week. It's been a good year for us, and we just want to keep being safer and safer. So thank you for that. I'm going to turn it over to Dennis, and we'll get a little safety information, then we'll get into our speakers.
Absolutely. So Steve talked about how good of a week we had this week. We also had an excellent week inspection-wise, 70% clean, had a total of 121 roadside inspections, 85 of them clean. Great week. We talk about that 70% number. That is just almost twofold blowing the industry average out of the park, and you guys do a great job. So one thing we do want to talk about, though, every year for some of you and every other year for others, you have to get your DOT physical recertified. All right. And that's a two-step process. You go to a provider. We've got Trinity right here in the basement that can get that taken care of for you. Just schedule an appointment. But once you get that physical done and you use the Prime mobile app to submit it to Prime, there's the second part of that that's very important that we've got some operators that are forgetting to do. You have to recertify your DOT physical with the state for which you have your CDL through, all right? And the unfortunate part about that is every single state has a different process, and some let you fax, some let you email, some have a web portal that you can enter your information. Some, like our great state of Missouri, like to see your face, and you have to physically walk into your local DMV to get that taken care of. But it's important that you get that taken care of. Your CDL could potentially be downgraded if you don't get that taken care of in a timely manner. But the good news is, the folks here in our personnel department and folks here in our safety department are readily available to assist you with that. If it's a situation where it is Missouri, I can tell you where the DMV is, but I can't walk in there for you. But if it is a fax or email web portal situation and you're not comfortable with getting that done, your fleet manager, of course, could help you, but also one of us could help you too. I think I see my buddy over there with the Hawaii CDL that we've taken care of a couple years in a row. It's always interesting to see, somebody with the CDL from the great state of Hawaii. So, but thank you for being here this morning with us. Glad you could make it. But that's just one important thing, safety-wise. We wanted to make sure that you understood. And if you do have any questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out. If it's your, first time getting it recertified, or if it's your 10th time and you just forgot, we can help you. So anybody have any questions about, getting your CDL recertified or anything like that?
I think getting that physical on file with your state, it kind of goes under that broad category we talk about sometimes. Don't be a victim. Part of being a professional truck driver is taking care of the stuff that's not as much fun, renewing your license, doing your annual or every other year hazmat training here at Prime, getting your physical and getting that physical on file with the state. And just the way things work, it'll be the worst time you're on a load that's getting you home, you haven't been home, you get stopped at a scale, and they place you out of service because your physical's not on file with the state. We don't want that to happen to anyone. Please take that seriously. It's going to go on for several more years until the FMCSA is able to automate that whole system. They're running like 7 years behind, but eventually they'll get to the point where we don't have to do this. But for the next 3 or 4 years, we need to continue to do it. So take Dennis's information to heart there. Please, please make sure you get that physical on file with your state.
All right, so let's keep it rolling today. We got to keep the meeting going as quickly as we can today. And I promised, even though I'm a pinch hitter today, our buddy Dave White was supposed to be up here this morning, but you guys were blessed with the opportunity to get me instead. Let's keep it rolling. Travis Bacon in our recruiting department. You want to introduce him?
Well, I would, but we had to scratch Travis. Got a sick daughter, but we'll go to something even better. Brian Brown.
Even
Come on,
better.
Brian. Most of you probably know Brian. Brian has been with us well over 20 years, in charge of sales in our Flatbed Division, just a big asset to our company. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, we need to make sure we keep Flatbed and Tanker in front of everyone too. So Brian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Steve. How many flatbedders do we have in here this morning? Any? One. Hopefully there's more watching from afar right now, but couple over here. All right, well, good. Freight is strong in the Flatbed Division, much like the reefer division right now. We're moving rates. The biggest thing is we're adding a lot of new customers, trying to increase our footprint out there in the marketplace. Flatbed's a bit of a different animal for those of you that have never done it. It's a very physical type of work out there. You're out there working and getting, exercise every day, doing some tarping and securing and stuff like that. It can be very tough. It can be work that you're out there in the heat, you're out there in the elements, the wind, the rain, those kind of things. So it's a little bit different. It's pretty physically demanding. We really appreciate you flatbedders out there. We know that that's not always easy. We appreciate what you guys do out there very, very much. We're bringing in a lot of new customers right now, trying to spread it around. We do need more drivers on the flatbed side. We definitely need more teams, more trainers. If you know anybody that might be a good fit for flatbed, we would definitely welcome them, have them come talk to us. We'd love to have them. So, it's back to school time. Be careful out there in the school zones. Slow down. We're not hauling human hearts out there on the flatbed side, so definitely slow it down. If you are having trouble making your appointment, give us a call. We'll work with you and get that taken care of. We're here pretty much every day. I'm here. Jim Wilkins is here. If you need anything, come see us. It's still an open door policy. We want you guys to come up. If you need anything, we're here for you. I'm here for you. If you've got a problem, call me. Come see me. We're here for you guys at any time. So we appreciate what you do, and
Brian?
keep at it. Thank you.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Andrea.
We have a question about, is there any update on TARP pay? And for drivers that are watching that aren't here yet, can you explain what our TARP pay is?
Okay. So yeah, we're trying to go through all of our shippers and update our TARP pay. We're definitely making sure that we're trying to hit over $100 on TARP pay. Currently, that's the goal. And as we go through these, we're trying to bring that up with every customer we've got. And we've had some success with it. And we're going through the list and trying to increase that with every single customer. So if you see one out there that you don't like, give us a call and let us know, and we'll go after it.
Thank you.
Hey, Brian, for folks that are unfamiliar with flatbed, can you kind of give us, every week's different, but what type of places are they going and what are they hauling here at Prime? I know we don't do the oversized loads, but I see a lot of neat stuff out on the yard. So what are we hauling in the Flatbed Division?
So we haul a lot of unique stuff. It could be anything, tractors, heavy equipment, steel, coils, beams. We haul a lot of shingles. We're hauling, boats right now. We've hauled stages for concerts, all your typical stuff, lumber, that kind of stuff too. But we haul a lot of unique things out there. And as we bring in new customers, it's exciting to see some of those products. And I know our drivers really get excited when they get to haul a big tractor or something really cool like that. So we really try to make it diverse. And a lot of those commodities that are more expensive tend to pay better. So that's typically what we like to go after. So.
On the reefer side, we're developing more regional fleets, Southwest, Southeast. Is Flatbed taking the same approach, developing some regional operations for the drivers?
Yeah, that's a great question, Keith. We definitely are. One of our biggest initiatives is to get drivers home more often. We hear you and we know that that's what you want. So we are trying to develop that, especially out west right now, kind of around our Salt Lake City hub. We're matching up a lot of business out there that we run from point A to point B, and we're building out that Western, we're building the Midwest, and, we're working on some other regional stuff, Northeast, those kind of things. So as we get more drivers that have an interest in that, we'll add drivers. We have a wonderful Texas regional. That's probably our largest and most, successful long-term regional fleet. So if you have an interest in those kind of things, if you're flatbed, let us know. We'll get you on the list for it. If we've got an opening, we'll get you on there right away if you qualify for that. So, yeah.
Appreciate you being here today,
Okay.
Brian. Appreciate what you do.
Thank you very much.
I think it's probably about 20 years or so ago, we started our original sleep lab. We're kind of getting ahead of the industry. We're way ahead on it. And it was something that we needed to do. Sleep is important. It's important for your body. It's important for safety. And we're very fortunate to have what I feel is a cutting edge sleep program here. So I'm going to ask Heather to come up. Heather manages our sleep program here, her and her staff. And you know that 2 months ago, the recall started?
And 3 months ago.
3 months ago,
Yes.
There was a recall on a lot of the equipment that our drivers use, and it's been a bit of a challenge for us, but we've got Heather today. The end is in sight. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to be here very, very quickly. So can you update us, Heather, please?
I can. Good morning, everyone. So I have really good news. If you have been affected by the Philips recall, we will have devices for everyone the week of September the 20th. So we'll be receiving enough to replace everyone's device. Again, that's not next week, so don't get yourself routed anywhere next week. It'll be the week of the 20th is when we will get those in. The easiest thing for you to do is to call and schedule an appointment with us. We will not turn anyone away if you are in the terminal and you have to walk in and do the exchange. But if you call and schedule, it's just going to save you time. You won't be sitting here, waiting for us to get everything ready. We will be doing that here. We are here 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. And in Salt Lake City, we'll also have, available units to do replacements. The hours are a little different there. I'll make sure that they're on the app so that you have all that information. Make sure that you do have your device, your device that's been recalled, so that we can take that back and send that back for exchange. I know a few people have called and they have thrown them away. Don't do that. Hang on to them. But definitely be giving us a call to get scheduled. Again, I should have them all in and ready to go the week of September 20th. If you are in Pittston, I think we're going to try to work something out there. If you're coming through here or Salt Lake and you can do an exchange, great. But if you're absolutely only on the East Coast, then we're going to try to work something out. So just give me a call and give me your information. When you call, definitely ask for Heather if you're in Pittston and you're wanting to do an exchange there, so that we can try to work a date out that we might be able to do several up there. I think that's
Okay, got a couple of, Andrea's got go ahead, Andrea. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We have a question. What is the replacement device going to be?
the replacement device is going to be a Dream Station 2. You can look those up online. They're the newest model that they have out. It's the Philips, the latest model. They're really nice. We've already, put some into service. So if you have any questions about them, you can look them up. They're Dream Station 2.
And then Michael asked, do we get a new hose and such with this exchange, or is it just the machine?
It comes with new tubing as well. So that will be, included with your new device.
So is it the whole device?
It is.
The thing
Yes.
that's powering it, the mask, the tubing?
Yes, the machine, the humidifier, and the tubing. The mask itself is separate. It's not part of the recall. So, but your masks are all compatible with the new device. So, you'll be fine. You should be able to walk out of there without needing anything and just do your exchange, and it's not going to cost you anything. So, there shouldn't be any issues for anyone as far as that goes.
And we've talked about this, Heather, but can you explain why we can't just mail a machine to a driver, what you do when they come in?
Yeah, there is some paperwork that goes along with it. It's an FDA recall. So in order to make sure that everything is done, perfectly like it's supposed to be done, we want to do them all in person. And we show you how to use the new machine. The machine is different than the one before. It's a completely new model. So it's not just an exact replacement of what you've already been used to. So those are the reasons that we want to make sure that we do those in person and that everybody gets the exact information that they need to get. There's also a sheet of paper that the FDA kind of wants us to make sure we do some checkoffs with you. So just making sure that we do everything exactly how it's supposed to be done and you get the best product that you can get for your replacement.
So certainly if there is a positive from this, we always want to try to find a positive. It's that people are going to end up with a brand new machine,
Yes.
latest technology at no
Yes.
cost.
Definitely. So that is the positive. That's the takeaway for sure. If you did not get your device through Cardinal Sleep, we still will probably be able to help you out as far as an exchange goes in most scenarios, if you're a driver. So give us a call, just to make sure if you want to do that. I know that there's some other places that are a little bit, farther behind on getting replacement devices. So give us a call. And if there's hoops that you need to jump through, let's try to do that before you get here and then you're waiting to have those things done. So
We have a couple more questions. Jeremy said, do we need to have the humidifier for return as well?
it is best if you have the humidifier with it. It was dispensed with the equipment. But I know that a lot of people, have unfortunately not kept those. They will not, hold you up or anything like that if you don't have it. But if you do have it, it's best to go ahead and get it returned with it. That is not the portion of the machine though that had the recall. So it's not really included in it, but we are taking those back and getting them off your hands.
And then we have another driver that says, I'm on home time for medical leave. I have to have surgery. What can I do about getting my device replacement?
Give me a call on that and we'll see how that will work out. Like I said, there is that paperwork and there's some hoops to jump through just for the FDA, but just give us a call and ask for me and I'll see what I can do on those situations.
And if you've got folks that you're referring or people that are thinking of entering the industry, it kind of goes along with what Heather said. What if they're in a sleep program and they had a recalled mask, but they didn't get it through Cardinal Sleep? Again, Heather can work with them. Their best bet is to call Heather at Cardinal Sleep. Let us see what we can do. We're always looking for ways to say yes and not say no. And now Heather, she's been extremely aggressive with the manufacturer. I'd like to think that we're near the top of the list of getting these replacement masks due to the work of Heather. So we can probably accommodate folks that maybe didn't get their equipment through Heather, but are interested in joining Prime and need to use the equipment.
Yes, definitely. So if you're a recruiter or if you're an applicant, again, call the sleep lab and ask for me, ask for Heather. There are some hoops that you have to jump through. So we want to get ahead of that and get that done before you come in. We don't want there to be a roadblock when you get here and you're just, sitting and waiting. But we definitely want to try to help everybody. Again, September the 20th, not next week. So I don't want anyone to lose money by being routed in or taking time to do this. September the 20th is when we should have them available. Definitely call ahead and schedule if you can. But we're not going to turn you away if you're at the terminal and you need to be exchanged.
You and your team do a great job for us, Heather. We appreciate you. Sometimes there's some difficult conversations, but at the end of the day, I think we all know that this program makes people healthier,
Definitely.
extends their life. It's just a good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Appreciate you. Okay, we're going to keep moving here. You ready, Matt? We haven't had Matt for a while. Matt Hancock runs our driver health and fitness program. Extremely enthusiastic about what he does. He's certainly all in. I believe Prime is your first exposure to trucking.
It is.
It is, but man, you've just taken to it like a fish to water. So go ahead, Matt.
Well, yeah, and that's what we do is we really like to be enthusiastic and to get the best product out there for our drivers. And so I'm going to give you a few updates today on things we're working on with the driver health and fitness program. The future is really bright for as far as everything we're doing to reach you guys out on the road. First off, we've had a lot of questions about the Power Block dumbbells that we mentioned we were going to get in the company store a while back. We sent out a pre-order process for those, had around 450 people that said they were interested in those. So that being said, we finally got the shipping costs finalized and we're going to start slowly ordering those into the company store here. We can't hold too many. We're going to order about 10 to 20 at a time because we just don't have the room to order 400 at once to get all of them in here. And then we're going to give you guys a message whenever we get those available. So you'll be able to come into the company store and pick those up. So look for a message to be blasted out on the Qualcomm and we'll get the word out to you guys any means necessary so you know they're coming in. The second thing, and what we're doing in DHF is we had a lot of feedback that in the past our website was a little bit clunky, and the current one we're on. And so we're in the process of revamping that, rebuilding it. And I think it's really going to be an effective way to reach you guys while you're out on the road. No matter where you're at, you're going to be able to go in there, get in your own account and do our programs 24/7, 365. That was one of the barriers we had in the past. Was we had a program, but it was only for 6 to 8 weeks at a time. And by the time you guys heard about it, then it was over. And so that's what we really wanted to do, was to make this tailored more towards your lifestyle out on the road. And so that being said, that's going to kick off in the near future. We're going to have a ton of programs and a ton of resources on there for you to use, all free of charge. So in the future, we're going to have a program on there called DHF 101. What that is, it's a compilation of, if you're starting to get new to being healthy, then that's an easy way to learn everything you need to know about being healthy on the road. We have a driver health task force made up of around 30 really health conscious drivers, and they've actually put pieces in there of how they stay healthy out on the road. They're in flatbed team drivers, reefer, you name it, they're all across the board, and they've been healthy for years. And so we put pieces from them in there as well. We're also going to have a functional freedom program for back pain and pain management in there. And that's a really great way to loosen up and to do some pain management techniques that, they're really good to kind of keep you fresh driving on the road when you're sitting behind the wheel for so long. Another thing we're going to have in there relating to those power blocks is going to be a power blocks program. We'll be able to show you exactly how to use them. We know that a lot of drivers that have asked us about it say, hey, how do you do these exercises? How do I use these? And the last thing we want you to do is to get them and not know what to do with them. And so we're going to put a program together, show you around 100 exercises to do with them from beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And so you'll be able to go in there and know exactly what to do with them while you're out on the road. The last one, the big one we're going to have in there is a weight loss program. And so that's going to be kind of the bread and butter in there. And that's what 99% of our drivers ask us about, is a weight loss program. Now, we're going to do this more in a healthy way than lose all the weight you can at once. And a sustainable 1 to 2 pounds per week. And we're just going to show you a process that we tell other drivers of how to maintain your weight, lower your weight, and gain muscle mass, whatever you want to do. So it's going to be a really great program we're going to have out there in the future. And then we'll also have nutritional counseling in there as well with our dietitian, and then also virtual personal training with our trainer out in Salt Lake, Matt and Judy. He's writing around 100 workouts a week for drivers right now, and we've had a lot of success stories come out of it. Just this week, a guy hit me up, and he said he's been using Matt for about the last 2 months. He's lost 30 pounds just doing these workouts he's wrote for him on the road, and then Matt reaching out to him to stay accountable. And so really good resources out there for you to use right now. You can use Matt right now for virtual personal training. And then you can also go into our current website and still do our functional freedom program. We have a Prime for Life stress management program that's been really popular with drivers. So there's a lot of things out there for you to use as well.
Hey, Matt, we do have a question. Does Prime help put bike racks on trucks? Do we have anything?
Does Prime help put bike racks? So we had a question about bike racks on trucks. That's something that I've put a piece together in the past on our website with the driver. I'll have to search for it and reshare it on our Facebook page. That's something that's, I don't know about the DOT regulations for bike racks on trucks, because we had, it's kind of been a back and forth on putting one on the front of your truck. I've had a driver put one on the front before, and he said he's been passed through DOT, his inspections every time, but that's something I'm not really sure of. So I can get the answer to that. So we have a lot of things exciting happening in the future. Look for a message to be blasted out whenever that website does kick off. We're really excited to move it in the right direction. We had 1,700 drivers participate in our programs last year, and I really think this website's going to raise it even higher than that and set the bar at a whole new level for helping you guys get healthy on the road. So if you have any questions, my office is right upstairs, or you can reach out to us via the website and the contact us boxes for driverhealthandfitness.com.
Any questions for Matt while we have him here? And I am going to ask for a commitment from you, Matt. Next time we have you, what I really like is when you bring a driver and maybe talk to him that you've had really good success with. And, next time you have someone that's in the yard on a Friday, we'll give you the floor.
100%.
Okay. Sounds good. Appreciate you, Matt. Now, normally at this time in the meeting, Chase over here from Abacus, this is where I say we don't have any more time. And sorry, Chase, we'll get you next week, but not today, brother. Come on up. nobody likes taxes. I don't like taxes. No one does, but they're here to stay, I'm afraid. And it just breaks my heart when I see, something good going on and, you ask someone about it and they go, well, I'm not going to get that, or that doesn't apply to me because I've got a tax lien, or I haven't paid my taxes. We're very fortunate to have advocates here. They're not the only ones doing trucker taxes, but I think they're in tune to Prime. They're part of the Prime family. They're located here. Chase is a great asset, and Terry over there. So we asked Chase to come in today and just give us a little update on what's going on tax-wise, because the year's going to be ending soon. So Chase, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, it is an honor to be here. So yeah, it's always great to kind of come in and talk about a number of different topics, which like Steve said, if you can't find anybody here in the room that isn't impacted by taxes, please let me know. Yeah, have your business card, pass it around. Let's get to know you. But otherwise, yeah, everybody here is going to be impacted by it. It's all part of our business, whether we like it or not. So really what I find is the best tool for ensuring that you're not paying any more than you already have to is to really comply. You make things as easy as possible. You don't go and haggle if you're at a restaurant or at Walmart or whatever it may be, but they have, their set deadlines. You pay them by their deadlines. They don't bother you. So the trick is you play by their rules. They're not going to bother you. So we just had the third quarter, and this is by IRS quarters. I realize that people maybe have their idea of a quarter or the idea of a business's fiscal quarter or whatever it may be, but the IRS, they go by a calendar of 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So again, they don't do things the way that everybody else in the world would do, of course. So the third quarter just ended August 31st. The IRS, they always give 15 days to make your third quarter payment. So this is particularly applying to the independent contractors in the room. So any lease ops, owner ops, anybody that's self-employed, everything that you guys are earning is pre-taxed income, or excuse me, untaxed income. So that is why they have this quarterly structure in place. It's essentially replacing what was otherwise withheld. You would normally see FICA, Medicare, Social Security, all that mumbo jumbo. Now you don't see it as an independent contractor. So that's why these quarterly payments are so important. And that's why saving in advance, paying in advance is so important, because whenever you do go to file at the end of the year, you're not going to be owing any more than you already have to. So with the third quarter payment due September 15th, just kind of wanted to put my face out here in front of everybody and say that for anybody that is expecting a quarterly estimate from Abacus, if you have not already received that, follow up with us here, second floor of the Millennium Building. For anybody out over the road right now, 417-380-5000. That's the number to our office. So that way, if you haven't received that yet, either over the phone, via Qualcomm, email, whatever it may be, just get in contact with us. So that way you're getting that information and you're getting that payment made. So that was the first thing I wanted to make sure that I discussed, but just kind of a few other quick hits for you guys. Number one, the final filing deadline, October 15th, for anybody that did have an extension in place for their 2020 filing. October 15th is the final deadline. No other extensions beyond that. They did recently announce yesterday for anybody impacted by Hurricane Ida that they are expanding that a little bit. But again, that only applies to a certain population. For most everybody else, October 15th is going to be that final deadline. So if you haven't started the process of getting everything in order for 2020, please make sure that you're following up with us or following up with your preparer. And then just one other quick note, the IRS, they are still catching up with a lot of different things between 2020 filings, stimulus payments, everything that they've had going on over the last, 20 months, just like everybody else. But with them getting caught up on processing a lot of information, they have started sending out more letters, which also means that scammers have also kind of upped what they're doing on their end too. So anytime that there is a shadow of doubt whatsoever, you get a letter, you think it's maybe incorrect, maybe suspicious, whatever it may be, you get that gut feeling, let us know. Again, that's one of the other things that we can help you guys out with, is making sure that, number one, it is legitimate, but also getting the problem solved from there if it is. But beyond that, if you get a phone call from somebody claiming to be from the IRS, they are not from the IRS. So if you do get that phone call, have your fun, hang up, do what you want. Just don't give them money. Don't go to Walmart and get the $500 gift cards or whatever it is that they're asking for, because they are not from the IRS. So really, anytime that you're dealing with either a balance due or making a payment, contact your preparer, because you want to make sure that, again, it is something legitimate. You're going through that process correctly, because if you're not paying the proper tax, you're going to find out, unfortunately, sometimes it's harder to get that corrected than it should be. So
We have
those.
a couple questions.
Yeah,
As a,
go ahead.
As a company driver and I owe back taxes from prior years, can you guys help?
Yes. Oh, yes. That's something that we can definitely help with for sure. So we may just want to get copies of IRS letters, or, if we haven't done the filings, copies of those filings to make sure that, we're getting the full scope of things first. But yeah, anything dealing with the IRS in terms of filing taxes, payment arrangements, whatever it may be, that's something that we can help with.
Awesome. Sherry said, if I move to a different state or leave Prime, can I take my LLC with me?
That honestly just depends on the situation. The big thing with the LLCs is you can file it in any state that you're conducting business in. So for a lot of independent contractors here with Prime, we're able to safely file Missouri LLCs because, number one, the LLC itself is a disregarded tax entity. So they can be from a different state, file their LLC here, but still not have to pay taxes here, because all of the taxes are all going to be based off residency. So in some cases, we have people that they're still operating coast to coast, still operating in Missouri. That's honestly perfectly safe and fine. But if it is a scenario where, say, it's maybe somebody on one of those regional routes, they may want to actually transfer the business because they're only conducting business in a certain number of states. So honestly, just kind of depends on the situation.
Thank you. One more question from Michael. Can Abacus tell us why, if you have any idea, why some returns filed by Abacus this year still haven't been accepted by the IRS?
That is maybe possibly on the IRS. Like I said, they have been behind just like every other business, it seems. I know for a lot of people that are ordering trucks, or even like my mother buying a car, they're waiting on parts for certain vehicles, and the IRS, they're still understaffed. They still do not have all of their offices open. So I know in at least processing returns, processing refunds that they've been sending out, we have seen a lot of delays there. But in terms of maybe somebody's specific individual return, maybe just looking into it personally and just making sure that everything is where it should be.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think other than that, just making sure for anybody here in the terminal, second floor of the Millennium is here where we're located.
Not so fast, Chase.
Okay.
Question, the IRS does not call you up. They send notices by mail. Do they ever use email? Because the reason I'm asking is, a driver, it could be weeks or months before you get your mail.
Yeah, as far as I know, it is all through mail. So anything that the IRS is going to be sending out, that is why we file under mailing addresses, because that is how the IRS is going to be contacting you.
Anything else for Chase?
Oops, excuse me, that includes someone calling up from the Social Security Administration, telling them they're seizing your Social Security number because of fraudulent activity?
Social Security, I couldn't say for sure. To me, it sounds maybe a little fishy, but IRS for sure, they're not going to call you. Social Security, you may actually want to go to the not the IRS website, but maybe go to their website, find one of their contact numbers, or maybe try and go to an office directly to make sure. Go straight to the source.
All right, Chase, we always appreciate having you.
All right, thank you very much, Steve.
Please, you work far too hard for your money to pay 1 cent more in taxes, or even worse, not pay your taxes and have it catch up with you. You know it will. Eventually, the IRS will find out, and then it's just a heartbreaking situation. Abacus is a great resource. If you're using them, great. If you're not, if you've got a good, reputable preparer, that's fine. But if you're not sure or have questions, go see Chase, go see Terry. They can really help you there. Okay. we're done with our main speakers. A couple of things. Don't forget, after Robert and Steve finish, we're just going to end our YouTube, Facebook then, but don't go anywhere because we do have some more of the meeting after that. But before I ask Steve Wetke to come up, I got a couple of things to do. One is always try to mention, if you're having trouble with your phone, with your app, that app is so important to us. Please, after the meeting, see Richard or Brianne over here, and they can help you. Make sure you've got the latest version of the app. If you're having problems with it, they'll help you get it fixed. That's a great, great communication tool. And second, it's always an honor for me to do this. If you served in the armed forces, if you've defended our country, would you please stand so we could recognize you this morning, please, at our meeting? Ready, Steve?
Yeah, I can be ready right now.
Okay, Steve
Absolutely.
Wetke, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing.
I'm all ready, always ready. Yeah, that Social Security question, I'm not old enough to get it yet, but I can tell you, they don't call you. That doesn't happen. That's a scam. That's what I've heard. It happened to me somehow. But anyway, it's really nice to see you all here, and my name is Steve Wetke. I'm in sales, but more importantly, you all are in sales, and you get it done every day, and really appreciate what you all are doing. Business on the customer side is really, really strong. Never been a better time to be in trucking. The law of supply and demand is definitely in our favor, and we've got some really good customers that are recognizing the value of long-term relationships and really starting to come to the table with some rate increases that helps us get closer to the spot. Y'all hear a lot about the spot market. It's pretty active. Our strategy has always been with our customers to have long-term relationships, never focus on low price, try to sell low cost. We think it's the best way to run our business. I think our very good customers believe the same. We've had long-standing relationships with them, and they value what you all do. We're continuing to build our team concept. I think well over 1,100 teams now. That's a tremendous value add for our customers. They appreciate the service level that they get from teams. So we're going to continue to focus on that. We're also going to continue to develop our regional markets. Salt Lake City out there is going to be a tremendous area for us to have drivers domiciled and continue to pursue the development of those 11 Western states out there. If you have interest in being in that, please let your fleet manager know, and we'll try to get you involved. So we've got the Southeast, we've got the Northeast, we've got the Midwest, got the Northwest going now, and we'll have California up as well. So there's a lot of areas. I'm not saying that you can get in immediately. There might be a bit of a waiting list, but we're developing the business to maintain the capacity of freight out there in those areas. So we recognize the value of home time for you all, and that's one of the focuses that we have. It's interesting times in trucking. It's like every day is a little bit of a new day. We've not been down this path before with all of the headwinds that we have and the COVID stuff that's going on. So we're just trying to take it a day at a time. I know you're getting a lot of feedback from different articles regarding the government, regarding shippers that are saying they're going to mandate that all of their people get vaccines. Look, we can't control what others do. We just got to compete in the marketplace, and we just do what we do the very best, and that's for each of you to protect yourselves as you go into these locations. Mask, cleanse your hands, do all those things, sanitize, all those things that you continue to do. Just protect yourself, and we'll figure this out as we go. I don't think there's a script out here that we can follow. So we'll just move along and get through it together. I can tell you one thing that we won't have a shortage of business. Business is really good. I think we turned down 16,000 tenders last week that we couldn't really cover. So the opportunity is there to handle lots of business. And as I said earlier, the rate structure is moving to the north side very well. One thing that I want to also mention
while we are interested in what the business side is doing, you know, this is a safety meeting and safety is our highest calling. And we cannot move rates high enough to offset accidents. So you all that are new with our company must realize that safety is our highest calling. That's what we care the most about. And we need you to understand that when you get ready to get behind that wheel, you need to be focused and ready to roll, and no distractions, no phone distractions. Just be safe while you're out there, okay? That's what we want. We care about what happens to all of you. Ben, earlier we were talking about we don't have a lot of our new students here, and I think they said something about we got some of our old drivers here. Now, to me, see, I kind of resent that. I would say more experienced hands that have paid the price. So, you know, that old word, I chuck it out. So if we offended you with that, I apologize. It did me. We okay? We okay on that? Okay. So before I finish, I'd really like to bring up the guy that started this company a few years ago. He's moving slow these days, slowing down a little bit. Can't get the baseline anymore at all. It really frustrates him. Tries that crossover dribble, kicks it out of bounds. I mean, really, one of these days, he's going to be back out there falling all over everybody, claiming it's basketball. Anyway,
Yeah,
appreciate you being here.
yeah, we started this thing, 51 years ago, and it seems like you've been here 100, I mean,
Well, some
My
days it
goodness.
seems like to me it's been 100 too.
anyway, good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Appreciate you very much. We don't ever want to neglect to thank our drivers, all of our drivers, our new drivers. You folks are just coming in, you're family now. So don't run off, because you do, Steve and I are going to come looking for you. We appreciate you being here. You've made a good decision. Now, you're how we build this fleet. Our best drivers train our future best drivers. That's a big part of our model, and it's very, very effective because, recirculating those funds that our competitors paid to driving schools, commercial driving schools, standing around, smoking joke. You know what I mean? You're an old Marine. You know what I'm talking about, right? Smoking joke. Lyden, if you got it.
I got it, yeah.
That's not the best situation. Those don't compare qualitatively to what we do in our schools. You're going to learn to drive a truck safely the right way here at Prime. So again, we appreciate you and thank you for the decision you've made very much. We've got some very important guests here.
We do. Andrea, are we ready to move on to the next portion, or where you got any questions? Do you want to? We're okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. We're good now.
We're good. Okay.
Oh, we need to thank everybody that's not here. Everybody that's out there hauling freight instead of being in here. You're buying free breakfast, right?
Absolutely. We need them out there hauling freight.
That's mainly why I come, free breakfast. I mean, I love the free breakfast. Robert's pretty generous on that deal.
Okay. All of you, thank you very much. God bless you. Please be safe out there.
Thank you all very much.